Hello, beautiful souls. This is Kanisha with Peace, Love, and Faith, and today's video is a recommended topic, or a not recommended. What's the word I'm looking for? It was asked, yeah, recommended, I guess. Like, it was asked if I could do a video on this, and I found that this topic was super important. So definitely stay until the end, but don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for all of those who have been following and giving your feedback and just sharing your comments. I really do love seeing your guys' comments. I try to respond to all of them as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and jump in. So this person wanted to know, how do you know when your divine masculine is coming back? And also, how do you set a boundary with them when they have disrespected you by not communicating with you? And ultimately, how to move forward from there. So, with your twin flame is your perfect mirror. And so they cannot mirror to you what you're not already doing to yourself. And so if they are disrespecting you, they are mirroring to you how you're disrespecting yourself by either one, not communicating with yourself, or not allowing yourself to move through all of your feelings, and you're numbing out and you're going and doing all these other things other than feeling your feelings and being with yourself. It can also be a people-pleasing upset. Actually, it could be anything, anywhere where you're abandoning yourself, you're choosing not to put yourself as a priority, and ultimately where you have an attachment and an expectation of them showing up a certain way. So I've said this in many of my videos, the only thing that needs to change in your union is you. And that is not something like I'm saying like you're blaming you in any type of way. I'm just saying that if your twin flame is your perfect mirror, then they cannot mirror back to you anything different that you are not already doing. So if you're communicating with yourself and you're respecting yourself and you're honoring yourself and loving yourself and caring and nurturing all those things for yourself and not looking for anyone outside of you to do that, they're going to mirror that back to you. And so how do you get that to change? Well, I use the mirror exercise. And so with the mirror exercise, I would move through all 4 steps. The first one would be identifying the upset. I'm upset with my twin flame because they're not communicating with me, and that makes me feel disrespected. Step 2 would be, I'm upset with myself because I'm not communicating with myself and I feel like I'm disrespecting myself. Step 3 would be asking if there's any truth to that. And step 3 is always, yes, there is truth to that. If you have been upset with someone, then it's always true. And then step 4 is finding that part of you that feels disrespected and just having a conversation with that part of you. Invite it into a hug. Ask them what they need to feel loved here. Give them all of that love. You can imagine love coming from your heart to their heart. And until you feel really peaceful and complete there, you'll kind of feel like this lock-in of energy, and that lets you know that you've healed it. And ultimately, what I know is that when I truly healed an upset, then it no longer bothers me. So then you would get to a place where it no longer bothers you that they don't communicate with you, because you're not seeking anything outside of yourself and you're able to give yourself exactly what you need in that space. Now, a lot of people get really frustrated about this because they feel like it's not enough. So ultimately, I would let you know that you're working through a codependent relationship, and that you're also working through feeling like your love is not enough, because your love is the same as your twin flame's love, and your twin flame's love is the same as God or Creator's love. And so there's no separation. And so if you think that your twin flame's love feels better than your love, well, then that is something you'll definitely want to heal, because if you don't feel like your love is not enough, then your twin flame is going to mirror back to you not being enough. So there are a lot of things here that really require you to ultimately become your own ultimate best friend and your own ultimate love. And when you truly are getting to a place where you're genuinely giving yourself the self-love that you need, that means really going into those places and either reparenting yourself or bringing God to that space, or just ultimately bringing love in those spaces that feel hurt, pain, betrayal, disloyalty, whatever it is that you're moving through. You can give yourself everything that you need in that space. Now, with that being said, when you come back to your true self, your true, authentic, divine self, you're doing life for you. You are ultimately showing up in your life purpose and doing the things that you love, and you're not looking for anything outside of yourself, tends to be when your divine masculine comes back into your space, because you're now balanced. And one of the things that I recognize is when your energy isn't pushed out, like you'll feel it in your body. You'll start to like lean forward. For me, I can feel my energy just kind of like forcing itself out, and I feel a lot of like just scattered and not really present with myself, and I can feel it in my body. Then that energy can be very repelling to your divine masculine or your twin flame, because they feel you like pushing or wanting something for them, needy energy, all of those things. They energetically can feel it. So if you can sit back into your energy and really give yourself what you need and not look outside of yourself for it, then that allows them to come in and love you in a healthy space instead of you reaching for them out of a needy space. When we do that, we're ultimately telling our masculine that you are my source and I need you in order for me to feel better. And that is not a healthy relationship. That's codependent. And it also can turn very toxic. So, with that being said, you really want to be able to get to a place where you are okay with your divine masculine, not always like, not okay. How do I say this? Let me come back to that. You're not looking for them to show up in order for you to feel better. You're okay with just yourself, and you know in your heart, when you can get to this secure place where you know in your heart that they're your masculine, they're your twin flame, that they will be in your life, and that you can really focus on that, which I'll do another video on how to really get into that state. You will find that that is when they show up, because you're not looking to them to fulfill a need. You're not seeking them to make you feel better. You are already giving that to yourself and you feel good within, and then they meet you in peace. That is the truth about twin flames. They meet you in harmony and in peace. So if you're in this place of really being angry at them because they disrespected you, and you feel resentment and you feel just a lot of hurt in that space, they can't meet you there. All they can do is mirror that back to you, because that's your state of being at that moment in time. So you really want to take the time to do the inner work. There is no way around being with your twin flame other than doing the inner work and really healing your blocks to love. And so one of the ways you can start healing your blocks to love is by asking yourself these 3 questions. What does it look like for, or how does it look? Oh, let me feel into this. How does love look like when you are in a relationship? How does what is your belief about love? Oh, here we go. What is your belief about love? What is your belief about yourself in relationships? And what is your belief about your significant other in a relationship with you? So for instance, what are your thought processes about love? Is it that is hard work, that it doesn't last, that maybe you love people more than they love you, maybe that you're more committed to other people, maybe that you're loyal and they are not. Maybe I had a belief that I had forever, but now I don't, was that I was always second best and I was never anyone's first choice, and I was pretty much like the filler. And once I let that go, then that started to really shift for me. But that was my belief about like love. I believed that it didn't come naturally or easily for me. So then what are your beliefs about you in love? I just stated one. The other one would be that, again, I'm more committed and more in love with the person than they love me. And I guess that could be also the same as what do I believe about them in their relationship with me, is that they don't love me as much as I love them. You really got to get clear on what are your beliefs and your blocks here on love, and then heal it using the mirror exercise. Get really clear on where you pick that up from, and ask yourself, is that how you want your love life to go? And if not, then you have some healing there to do. You have some things to shift in your mind and in your heart. And when you know that you really shifted, is that it no longer bothers you and you're no longer experiencing it. But not appropriate to look outside of yourself or look to your twin flame to see if your healing is working, because again, they're not your validation or your source or your reassurance. Now, when you give that to yourself, you will see that your twin flame will naturally validate, reassure you, and love you in that space. But it's not appropriate to seek it from them first before giving it to yourself. So I really hope that helps. If you're wanting to set a boundary with your divine masculine, you first have to set a boundary with yourself. You have to make the choice to stop disrespecting yourself, getting really clear on where you have been disrespecting yourself. And ultimately, there is an energy of like you wanting to do it from a place of peace, because if you do it from a place of, I don't want to talk to you anymore because you're disrespecting me, and I need you to change, or just like trying to withhold communication from them, that is more manipulation than actual anything. So you want to get to a place of peace. And I've had to do this with my divine masculine too, where I had asked him a few times, like, can we explore this space of like seeing if this is truly, if we're truly twin flames, can we do that? And I would get like yeses, but I would go like back and forth. And we never really like got to the exploring. And so I finally had to go within myself and I just made the choice. Like, I choose to explore this because I do not want to be in the same place a year from now. And I really do desire my true twin flame. And if you are it, I would love to get clear on it. And if you are not, then it's time for me to let go of this relationship, because this is ultimately like keeping the space for my twin flame. And I want to clear the space so my twin flame can come in. And so I made that choice in my heart. And then I shared it with him. And of course, I think he was surprised that he wasn't like prepared for me to be like, you know, I love you and I want to be with you. But if you're not willing to meet me here, then it's time for me to let this go. And so that wasn't a place of manipulation. That was a place of true honesty and truth for me. And I was very sure in my foundation. I was very sure in myself and confident what I was sharing, because I knew in my heart I wasn't going to continue playing out this cycle and this pattern. And so ultimately, sorry, I got a phone call. Ultimately, because he's my true twin flame and I did it from a place of peace, he met me there. So that was also revealing to me that, yeah, he's willing to continue going deeper. That's also one of the 9 signs of your twin flame. I don't know if I did 9 signs on here of your true twin flame. I will have to do that. That's my next video. Hey, stay tuned for that one. But yeah, you want to really make sure that if you're going to set a boundary with your twin flame, that you do it from a place of peace, not from a place of defense. Because if you're doing it from a place of defense, guess what you're actually creating? Walls, not boundaries. And walls do not work in a twin flame union. So I hope that is helpful. Your twin flame will come back to you when you choose to be your true authentic self, when you feel whole and complete within yourself, when you know that you're enough and you're worthy and you're deserving, because that's how you're created. You do not have to be perfectly healed for your twin flame to come back into your life or to even communicate with you. But there is a level of mastery that you want to have with the mirror exercise, because when your twin flame comes back into your life, they will trigger you. They are your greatest teacher. They're here to help bring up all your deepest fears, blocks, insecurities to the surface so you can let them go and move into your true, authentic, highest self. So if you're looking for just a romantic relationship with your twin flame, I'm gonna let you know that it's way more than that, and it requires a lot of work. And that's why you hear a lot of people say twin flames are a rare thing and it's rare to be with your twin flame. What is rare actually are people who are willing to do all the work, who are willing to go to the deepest parts of themselves and like really get clear on just who they truly are, really get clear on living the purpose that God has for them, really get clear on showing up as just their true divine self, and knowing that they were created with a twin flame and they're meant to be with their twin flame. But that requires deep, deep work, and it's not easy. And if you don't have a community or a coach and you're trying to do it by yourself, which I tried, believe me, I'm like all girl boss, I can do this, I got this on my own, I don't need no one. I invite you to humble yourself. You will go so much quicker if you have actual support instead of trying to do it by yourself. So if you need an Ascension coach, definitely check out the link below. I got you. I can help you in any way that you need. But ultimately, you will find that you will accelerate much quicker when you are working with a coach who can see your patterns that you've been running on. And because you've been running on them for so long, you're so used to them that you don't even know their patterns. So I'm here to help you with that. And ultimately, you are meant to be with your true twin flame. If you're watching these videos, you're meant to be with your true twin flame. Just saying. So I will see you guys soon. Looking forward to some of my new videos this week. And other than that, if you have any questions, comments, or you want to recommend a topic for a video, definitely drop that below in the comments and I will do that for you. Other than that, thank you for being here. I love you all. Have a blessed week. Peace, love, and faith.